Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Counselor University. My name is Emenne and I'm the best at what I do. What do I do best? I'm the best at driving the mission of Counselor University, which is making African businesses profitable and sustainable. Our goal is to ensure that African businesses become as profitable as they can, as sustainable as they can, so that we can help to elevate the poverty situation in Africa. Today we are going to be looking at a very critical success, which is important in helping African businesses survive. And without it, your business will fall into some very serious problem and will actually start to crash. And we've titled the topic, The Power of Verification in Business. Now, we also want you to also follow us on with the hashtag, Teach Africa About Business. And I will start with a simple story. A few months back, one of our students had a serious challenge. One of his best staff that have been doing very wonderfully well has been one of his best staff so far. One day, as they were going through the staff's record, they saw that about 6 million was missing in the staff's account. They called this staff to account for what happened to this 6 million. And when they invited the staff the next day, he said he would bring the records the next day. And that was the last they saw of that staff. When they tried to reach this staff, they couldn't access him. They went through his files, called the numbers there. All the numbers were fake. They looked at the guarantors he provided, went to the addresses. Nobody knew any of the guarantors there. They went to the resident address where he said he lived, and they said no, they didn't know anybody like that there. This could happen to a business because that business owner failed to deploy the power of verification in his business. A lot of us have employed staff, have employed people into our business, and we have not taken out time to actually verify the information these staffs are providing to us. It's very rare to find young African businesses taking out time to call the referees on the documents that their new staff have provided to them. It's very difficult, rare, to find employees taking out time to visit the residence of their new staff or visit the residence of the guarantors that these people provide for them. Now, if somebody is supposed to guarantee a staff and you don't know that person, you don't know where to find that person, if there's anything you need to call back on, where do you go to visit that referee or that guarantor? It's important for you to be able to build a profitable and sustainable business in Africa. You must start to deploy the power of verification in your business. No business can actually grow to become profitable and sustainable if the business owner does not start to deploy the power of verification and in his business. For instance, let's say there's a critical software in your system where you have stored all your vital information, and there's this particular staff who has access to this particular information. And he's the only one who knows and you have only one source where all those information are stored. And this staff manages all these things. Now imagine you wake up one day, you come to work, and you can't find the laptop or the system where this information is stored in. And you try to reach out the staff and he's nowhere to be found. Do you know how to trace that particular staff? Do you know how to reach his references? What if you check on the references he provided for you and all of them are fake? It's important for you as a small business owner to learn to start to deploy the power of verification in your business if you want that business to be sustainable and profitable. A lot of African businesses are crashing because the business owners are not taking it seriously to ensure that they verify the information that their new staff are providing for them. Most of African business owners are doing is that, okay, this staff is good, can help my business, but they bring that stuff into their business, but they don't check anything. It's important for you that before any new person comes into your system, there are basic things, information that new person must provide for you. He must provide for you a list of references, which you must call to verify. He must provide for you a list of the former places he has worked in. Now, there's a particular client of ours who employed a particular staff, and this staff said he has worked in a number of organizations. And when this staff has been working for a number of months, when the client told us about him, I said, have you tried to check this staff to find out if he is who he really is? This person, he said he's an online expert. He's going to be managing your online presence. Have you checked online to see if he has any presence online? Our student said he has not. So what we did was we checked online to find out this person who is supposed to be a social media expert, does he have any presence online? Lo and behold, when we checked, we did not find anything. I told him that there are two things. That either this person has something to hide, or in the other places that he had claimed he has worked in, that he had not worked there, or he did something wrong that he doesn't want anybody to know. Which is part of one of the verifications you must do is once you employ anybody, call the former employer. Find out why this person left. Yes, the former employer might be a bit pissed off that this person left, but he will need to tell you one or two things about this particular person. You might not necessarily tell him that you are employed, but that you run into this person, I told you that he worked for him, and you just want to verify who this person is. But it's critical that you verify the data of those new people coming into your organization. You know, in the early 20th century, there used to be a very powerful minister who suddenly, his ministry all of a sudden just died. And people were asking, what happened to this ministry? The answer was simple. One day, one of his key staff woke up and decided to go away with his mailing list. You know, in those days, the key thing, there was no way to send message except with a mailing list and sending mails. And when this guy went out with his mailing list, all his listeners at the who were listening to him, getting his mails, suddenly could not access him. Now, this staff that went away with his mailing list now send these people mails that we have changed our address. This is our new address. What it meant that everything their communication with that new staff, that staff now went to the new address, and that was how that ministry died. Also in the Bible, there's a part in the book of Ezra, which I think that if the ancient could actually deploy the power of verification, that you too must do that in your business. In the book of Ezra, there was a part where the Cyrus told the Israelites they could actually move from Babylon back to Jerusalem. They were Jews, they were slaves in Babylon, but he told them that they could actually go back to Jerusalem. Now, when they were compiling the list as they were about to depart, there was a group of people who said they were priests. Everything pointed to the fact that they were priests. But when they started to check in the lineage of the priests, in the list containing the lineage and of all the priests, they could not find out details about this particular family. And what Zerubbabel said was, yes, we know you claim that you are priest, but until we verify your true status, whether you are priest or not, you cannot participate in the priestly processes. If in a midst of disorder, imagine a group of people were taken out of all of it from their country, sent to another country, and they stayed there for more than 70 years. And when in this organization they wanted to go back, they were asking for verification before somebody could actually join them in going back. If they could do this, it tells us it's important for you to be able to build any sustainable and viable venture that you verify the identity of those who are coming to your system. It's more so important when you are working with key information, you have critical sources driving factor that people could access. You need to make sure that anybody who have access to that, you know everything about that person. You don't want to wake up one day and find out that everything that is important in driving your system has actually gone. And suddenly, like the minister I told you about, you wake up one day and you don't know where to start again. It's not just about protecting yourself from fraud, but you also need to know everything about your client so that in case of anything, you know who to talk to, you know where to go to reach out that person. I hope this makes sense to you. And one of the first things I want you to do as a business employer is that after watching this video, sit down, go through the files of all your people and start to call all the numbers on the files. You know, a few days back, I had to actually do this for one of our clients where we had just finished doing an interview for him. And one of the things we did was ask him, give us the name of the guarantors that these people sent, and we started to verify it. And what we now ask him to do is just send one of your staff to go around all your people out in different states of the federation to verify him. And just yesterday, the staff that went on the verification round has just left to do the verification. Because we showed him how important. If once the people in the outskirts stations are managing between 5 to 10 million, all you know about them is the information they provided to you. What if they disappear with your 10 million? This client has decided to go and verify this. The same applies to you. Call those numbers. Go and visit your people. Know their house. Know their family. In fact, if you can know them to their permanent address, which is their villages, their town, that will help you. That will protect you. You don't want somebody to suddenly disappear. And only way you have to track him is putting a wanted person on the newspaper. What you need to know is how to find those people by knowing their permanent address, by knowing their guarantors, by knowing their referees. So that if anything happens, you don't need to run adverts on the newspaper, you know who to reach out to. I hope this makes sense to you, and I hope you do something about it so you can make your business profitable and sustainable, and your business will grow and become one of the biggest businesses in Africa. Like I said, our mission is to teach Africans how to run profitable and sustainable business. And that is what we want to do for you. We also want to invite you to take one of our courses on Counselor University. We run different programs designed, one of which is called Building Executive Confidence, an executive development program. The goal of these courses is to help you build your confidence and also help you to develop a system where your business can, on its own, become profitable and sustainable and run on its own without actually so much input in your part. And the way this program is run is that you take the courses online by watching the videos just as you're watching this one, and then we now assign a coach to you who will be coaching and mentoring you, calling you on the phone, making sure that the goals you set for your business, that you're actually working with the goals. Because one of the biggest challenges of African business is that most of the time we get distracted and we fail to focus on the goals that we have set. It has been said that the biggest key to making any business successful is setting clear goals. And part of the thing that your mentor will do for you when you start any of your course is to ensure that you are sticking to the goals so that your business will become profitable and sustainable. And also we have a monthly, end of the month program for those of you who are in Lagos or around Lagos, whereby we bring a group of business people together and we guide them on how to make their businesses profitable. And with the program as well titled Teach Africa About Business, where we teach you practical things on how you can make your business sustainable and profitable. We meet in our office here and we now coach you and mentor you and guide you. It's end of the month and you can be part of it. Especially if you want to be part of it, since the end of the month is approaching, you can reach us on 08023622171. 08023622171 so that we can shortlist you, because we actually don't take more than 20 people per session, so that you might be in the list of those who can attend the next session, and we can actually dissect the business problems of your business and show you the missing links that have been missing so that business can actually grow. We are looking forward to you being a part of us so that your business can actually grow. You can also send us an email on info@counseloruniversity.com. Thank you for listening to us once again, and we believe that by the time we interact, you have deployed the power of verification in your business, and you have signed up for our course or you have attended our program so that your business can actually become more sustainable and more profitable than it is today. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.